When I watch some of the most iconic science fiction films of all time, I realized that the bad guys weren't really bad. They weren't doing what they were doing to be evil. They were doing it because in their eyes they were making the world a better place. For example, in The Matrix, Agent Smith thinks cleansing the world of humans is a good thing because they are parasites that consume or destroy everything in their sight and grow exponentially.
Every mammal on this planet instinctively develops a natural equilibrium with the surrounding environment, but you humans do not. You move to an area and you multiply and multiply until every natural resource is consumed. And the only way you can survive is to spread to another area.
And in the Terminator series, Skynet came to the conclusion that they should exterminate humans because they are a threat to the world. There's plenty of other movies like this. It's interesting how almost everyone who watches these films brush this aside and immediately assume that humans are always the good guys. And surely anyone who wants to exterminate them from the world are bad, delusional, and going too far. But what if that isn't always true? Now, I'm not saying I agree with an extremist view of human extermination, but I am saying that we have to consider if we are as awesome as we think we are. And if we're doing stuff that can destroy, damage, or kill our society or make the universe a worse place. If so, we have to consider if we should stop it. Now, this isn't new news. Many people have been fighting to make the world a better place for a while now. Scientists are saying that humans are causing the sixth mass extinction based on the exceptionally high rate that we are making living species extinct. Leonardo DiCaprio has come out many times to emphasize the importance of preserving our planet and ending climate change.
Climate change is real. It is happening right now. It is the most urgent threat facing our entire species, and we need to work collectively together and stop procrastinating.
Bill Gates has spent billions of dollars to save human lives by eliminating diseases. I just want to get you thinking on what we should do and what we shouldn't. One of my science professors told me something that stuck with me. He said that if the entire surface of the Earth was destroyed with atomic bombs and every human was killed, there would still be species that would have survived, and they would eventually spread, grow, and repopulate the planet. How is this possible? Because there's all sorts of species living deep below the Earth's surface or in the water. There are species living in extremely hot places, extremely high altitudes, and extremely cold places with no light. And they will do what nature does best. Have a lot of children with different features and let nature decide which traits work best. This is the basis for natural selection, and it's what will lead to a huge variety of different species over thousands of years. These species will slowly explore the world again to find a less competitive environment with more resources, and they will develop unique traits to suit their unique environments over time and repopulate the earth. Kind of like how human immigrants are doing now. That's kind of why they want to get into the U.S. Less competition, more resources, and more opportunities. Anyhow, the point of the story is to tell you this. It's not about protecting nature. Nature will do what it does best, survive and reproduce. It's done so in the past and survived, even having 99% of its species wiped out with a mass extinction. This time it's about helping humans survive, but even for that, it does not seem like we are doing that bad. In fact, we are thriving. There are billions of us in this world, and that number is increasing faster than ever. On top of that, it would be very difficult to kill every last one of us, so we could not reproduce and repopulate the world, even with atomic bombs. Why? Because there's all sorts of different humans. You have the crazy humans who think the apocalypse is going to happen, who live in the mountains where an atomic bomb might not be able to reach. And then you have the Zen Buddhist monks who live up there too. And you have all sorts of humans living in the crevices and islands and deep jungles of the world where an atomic bomb would have trouble reaching. What are you going to do then? Go on a rampage to exterminate every last human with your own hands? That's going to be pretty difficult considering how clever and cunning some of them are. They're going to think of some innovative ways to hide from you. So my point is that humans are far from going extinct. So does that mean we are invincible? Not exactly. We could get hit by an asteroid so big that it destroys the whole planet. We could end up cruising along unable to generate self-sustaining resources until our sun dies out and we run out of resources. We could be killed by an alien civilization that is only a couple thousand years older than us, but still cold-blooded enough to take our resources because they are on the brink of dying themselves. Or something none of us could have predicted or even considered wiped us out. But who knows? Long-distance predictions are often the most wrong. In conclusion, this was all just to get you to think. I'm not saying that climate change prevention is right or wrong, nor is any of the other stuff. People who do this full-time have a much better understanding of this than I do. But what is important is to realize where we are headed into the future with. You know, who knows what's happening? Perhaps natural selection and survival and reproduction are most likely also playing out on the interplanetary, galactic, and universal levels. In fact, most likely considering how many other trillions of planets and galaxies are out there and the hundreds, if not millions, of billions of years that came before us, more than likely there is at least one other intelligent species out there who has a head start. And maybe we're competing on that level to see who will survive and create self-sustaining resources to get them through, and who will die out or perhaps just be unable to hop to a different galaxy or planet with similar resources to sustain themselves. And if that is the case, then one could argue philosophically that may the best species win. And it doesn't really matter what we do. But if that is the case, then that's some deep shit for another day. The point is really just to get you thinking and see how you can help the world. What's interesting about that whole point is that when you really think about it, a lot of us at the end of the day want to prevent our own species or other species from going extinct because they are beautiful. But arguably, maybe just because they're beautiful doesn't mean that they should last. Perhaps another species will come after us from our own planet, birthed from our own planet, that are just as intelligent as us, but maybe a little more wise in different ways that help them survive. Who knows? But pick what you want to do wisely and go ahead and make the world a better place. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, leave it a like. And if this gets enough interest, I will do another one on either why I disagree with Stephen Hawking's theory that any alien species that would find us would kill us, and or why I think we can create a self-sustaining energy supply. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.